Welcome to the daily newscast within the United Countries special by First Ukraine. You can find us at the frequencies available at our website, firstj.com. Taras Chechko is working for you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. The intensity of attacks against Mariupol decreased, as the National Security and Defense Council reports. Instead of this, in the area of Debaltseve, terrorists fired the ATO soldiers with Grad systems and mortars 5 times. They are shelling Donetsk as well. Several districts were left without water and heating. The assault of Donetsk airport was repelled by the Ukrainian military, the NSDC informs. In support of the men defending the airfield, additional forces are ready to arrive at any time. About this and other news from the ATO zone, our correspondent will report.
This video is from Donetsk airport. Ukrainian militants regained some strategically important positions. The separate floor of terminal from these places conducted a shot. There is situated one of the offices on the 4th floor. Now it is our office. You can see that there was installed the ventilation by Russian artillery. Everything was shattered. You need to look at his feet, because it could be the stretch marks. In Donetsk is reported in the National Security Council and were bombed houses and the part of the private sector. Local residents before winter has still meant damage. As a result of attacks of militants in the city, 339 of transformer substations lost electricity supply. Gas pipeline in the Kirovsky region was damaged. Because of the actions of Russian mercenaries without electricity and gas, unhidden remained inhabitants of Kuybышevsky, Kievsky and Voroshilovsky regions of Donetsk. This video is from Donetsk. After night shooting from artillery, part of houses catched fire. This position of Ato near Krimsk. In the village, houses partially broken. The soldiers said often have to reflect direct attack. Artillery shelling out here almost unabated. Every 45 minutes, charge can and sprinkles Grad 40. Cover citizens, cover us, all covered. On this video are positions of terrorists near Lugansk station, for breach checkpoint of militants and forced area. When forces to open fire in response, the militants have to run. Also, over the past day, terrorists from Grad and artillery beats near Debaltseve, Uglegirsk, Nikishina, Malorlivka, and positions of ATO forces were shelled near towns Pisky, Avdiivka, Opatne, Donenke, Mayorske, and Slavne. As reported by the National Security Council, for the past day were killed 3 Ukrainian soldiers, 24 were injured. Volodymyr Karaban, Dasha Mizintseva, First Ukraine.
Lithuania will supply Ukraine some kinds of armaments. This is provided for in the today's agreement on military technical cooperation between the two countries, President Petro Poroshenko said. He met with Lithuanian counterpart Dalia Grybauskaitė within the framework of her visit to Kiev. The Lithuanian president has promised to help not only with weapons, but also with the reforms.
Today, I see the hope that Ukraine and Ukrainian people will be allowed and able to build the state which will be democratic, with European values and sovereign country, to whom nobody will be able to dictate what to do, how to develop, and to what organizations to join. So we are here to support you on this way. We are here to support Ukrainian people on this way and road.
Lithuania will help Ukraine with its European integration, the fight against cybercrime and energy independence. This is the result of the meeting of Petro Poroshenko and Dalia Grybauskaitė. The president signed the roadmap on development of partnership for the next 2 years. According to Grybauskaitė, Lithuania is ready to provide Ukraine assistance for military hospitals, treatment of soldiers wounded in the ATO zone, and supply of weapons components to the Ukrainian army.
Legislation to be adopted. I would like to say that I'm very happy to be here in a country which is battling not only for its own freedom and peace in Europe, but for Europe itself. And this is an important battle you are performing.
We arranged about preparation of officers and participation in international trainings on the territory of Lithuania. We agreed about cooperation in technical and military area and exact supplying of armaments, elements of Ukrainian armed forces. I think that this is a concrete demonstration of support in very difficult situation in which Ukraine is staying now.
Let me recall, in November 2013, Dalia Grybauskaite criticized Yanukovych for his decision to stop the process of European integration of Ukraine. In September, the president of Lithuania said that Russia conducted itself like a terrorist in Ukraine and intimidated its neighbors. The European Parliament may consider the issue of mistrust to the European Commission. A regular session of the legislative body of the EU is open in Strasbourg. The proposal to declare a vote of confidence to commissioners under the direction of Jean-Claude Juncker has been discussed today and will be put to the vote on Thursday. The resolution will be considered as approved if it is supported by 2/3 of MPs. MPs will consider the question of recognition of the State of Palestine. On this occasion, Chief Diplomat of the EU, Federica Mogherini, will deliver her speech. On Tuesday, the meeting will be visited by Pope Francis. He will speak about social justice in Europe. Patients of drug clinics in Cherkasy started weaving protective nets for the needs of the front. Medical staff manufactures camouflage coating as well. Given joint efforts, they produced more than 300 meters of camouflage within the week.
Patients of Cherkasy drug clinics help front making for soldiers camouflage netting. Women make the main part, men also can match. Works enough for all. Someone chooses scraps of fabric in color and cut them into strips. Others weave them into a grid. I want the blood of our soldiers not spilled. I want that the world be peace. This is very useful thing. Free matters can wave. That's all we do with pleasure, in order our country would win. Doctors have also joined to the case. In his spare time for several hours wave shielding spiders. I have a relative there. For months he have been in Debaltseve. They were there very difficult. The idea was supported not only by patients of clinic. In urban saving workshops of weaving select appropriate pieces. The chief doctor by himself buys net in the market. He says they sell net him by a procurement price. When come to the seller and say that they sell net for 8 ore by the procurement price, in order odd would be well in our country. In a week in Cherkasy drug clinics woven more than 300 yards protective grid. When will produce the same amount sent to the front? Volodymyr Melnik, Yulia Kiris, Vasil Sayenko, Just Ukraine.
In the occupied Crimea by 2015, all currency exchangers will have been closed. This was stated by Deputy Chairman of Bank of Russia, Mikhailo Sukhov, Kreminform reports. According to the official, the majority of tourists come from Russia, so they don't need to exchange their currency. According to the Ukrainian authorities, 1,500 exchangers operated on the peninsula. Russia loses $40 billion a year due to sanctions of the West. It was said by Russian Finance Minister Anton Siluanov. According to him, geopolitical tensions reduced capital inflows into the country. Budget losses due to lower oil prices he estimated at $90–100 billion. The rate of ruble also depends on this situation, Siluanov said. In mid-November, the Russian currency fell to a mark of about 48 rubles per dollar and over 59 rubles per euro. The passport of Lviv resident Sviatoslav Litynsky will be in the Ukrainian language only. This exclusive right was gained by the man by judicial procedure. His ID was badly damaged. The data therein is unreadable. The court met the request of Mr. Litynsky and required the Migration Service to issue a new passport without Russian dubbing. However, the Migration Service does not possess the implementation mechanism of unprecedented judgment. In the standard agreed by the state concerning passport production, there is a Russian version along with the state language.
Sviatoslav Litinsky shows his damaged passport. He wants to change it on another one without Russian text. Man is sure that that's right he has according to the law of Ukraine about common state demographical register. Documents are completed in Ukrainian. It is now said that in passport of Ukrainian citizens foreign language is allowed. This question is urgent during the last 24 years. I just had no time for this, and now I use the law. Migration Service refused to give the passport without Russian duplication of data, experts explain. They complete the documents according to the form which is confirmed by law. The decision of court was in favor to Mr. Litinsky. To undertake the main state migration service department of Ukraine in Lviv region to give the passport to Ukrainian citizen in Ukrainian language to Sviatoslav Litinsky. Sviatoslav was glad about this decision. It is not the first win of language questions for the man. In practice, we implemented, we violate the order of Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine number 320, where it is written that second page of the passport have to be completed in Russian. That is why representatives of Migration Service will appeal against the decision, so Mr. Litinsky will be waiting for totally Ukrainian passport for a long time, at least till the end of juridical procedure. Olga Krupnik, Anatoly Karachuk, Victoria Zabian, First Ukraine.
The main Christmas tree of the country has been selected. Organizers of the capital New Year celebrations went to Ivano-Frankivsk to find an appropriate Christmas tree. The tree symbol of the New Year was seen by our correspondents.
High green plots of species white fir, forests that will soon become a major Christmas adornment of the country. 24 meters height, the thickness of trunk is 40 centimeters, her age is more than 8 years. There are operating forests for the purpose of harvesting of timber. This was entered at the time of ripeness and must be cut. It can be used as a timber and it for the trees, it for Ukraine, and I think it cannot be sorry. White fir is widespread in the region of Carpathians. Unlike simple tree, which is known by its own eventful color and fuseness, but its branches don't crumble for a long time. Igor Dobrutsky measures the tree trunk and said for our stand it's important to know the length in a circle. Here is 1.70 meters. This year the tree will stand in the Sofievska Square. The tree will be decorated by thousands of toys and little lamps. Precisely the idea is the peace birds, these white doves and coziness at home. That's why the toys are the lodges. The children was doing from all the country. That's why I have a hope that it will be the best natural tree not only for people from Kiev, but also for the visitors of the capital. The tree will be cut in the beginning of December, then it will be taken up in Kiev. The organizers of the holiday hope that it will last no longer than a year. On arrival, it will be installed straight away on the Sofievska Square. Ilariona Ivanenko, Serhiy Popovich, Dasha Mizintsev, First Ukraine.
It was the United Country newscast by First Ukraine. You can find more details at our website, firsttoday.com. Taras Chechko was working for you in the studio. We wish you only good news. Take care and goodbye.